Good evening. We're going to call the City Commission meeting to order. We'll begin tonight's meeting with an invocation by Commissioner Mac McCrae, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag led by Commissioner Merker. If you please rise.
Let us bow. O most holy and eternal God, Lord, the creator and maker of all mankind, we pause once again just to give you thanks for all of your goodness, for those that we deserve and that we don't deserve. We ask that you look upon this commission meeting as we go forward to do the bidding for the citizens, not only for Boynton, but for all of America. We thank you, Lord, that we have a freedom that we can express our own. We thank you that we have a mind that we can think and be able to reason one with another. And whatever we do, let it be done in your sight, and let it all be pleasing. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we have a roll call, please? Here.
Here. Yes.
Here.
Here.
Thank you. We will, is there a motion to adopt the agenda? Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections?
I'd like to pull from the consent agenda just one minor correction on the minutes.
Item.
Are we doing consent agenda now?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'd like to pull
Wait a
6A.
minute. Okay,
Wait a minute,
J,
wait a minute.
item J, he's been pulled. Go ahead.
I'd like to pull 6A
6A,
and 6H.
got it?
I was going to say 6H, but you already got it.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? I will be, under announcements and presentations, I will be introducing two people, so just wanted to add that. Anything else?
Motion to approve with the necessary changes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Have motion second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So the motion is unanimous. Under other informational items by members of the City Commission, I'll start with Commissioner Fitzpatrick tonight.
Not on yet.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll change. We'll start with the Commissioner McCrae. McCrae?
Ready for me? Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm good tonight. Thank you.
Commissioner Merker?
Oh, you're finished? Okay. I'm sorry. I had the privilege of assisting and helping and volunteering the Bridges to Prosperity this past Saturday.
That was Pathways to Prosperity.
Pathway, I'm sorry.
Although you did bridge. Go ahead.
I love this. You know something? Never mind. It was a privilege. What made it a privilege was the young people, the eagerness, the excitement. Education is a marvelous thing, and the more education it gives a person an understanding, both from a youthful period of time in their life to as we get older. Because I have a favorite statement I always make, and that is, you learn from the past. However, if you live in the past, you die in the past. And all these wonderful things for the youth to learn and to be a part of hopefully gives them a mindset to constantly want to learn and move forward. So I thank Kim Bush for letting me help, and not being a kid anymore, it helped enlighten my mind to think also for the future. And I thank them very much.
Vice Mayor?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I went to the, on July 26th, I went to the first annual Operation Gratitude, where this is where the veterans and their families can connect and learn about various available services available to them, held at the Civic Center, and I know the veterans are dear to your heart, and they thank you for that. Also, on August 2nd, we also went to the 6th Annual Back to School Community Health and Resource Fair, held at the St. John's Missionary Baptist Church, and with the Bridges at Boynton Beach. where backpack, school supplies, and healthcare information was all given. And I'll tell you, it for the first hour or so there, it's like Christmas for the kids coming in and seeing the school supplies and the relief on the parents' faces, knowing that it's only going to be a couple short more weeks that they'll be there, and this is their out. So it was enjoyed by all. Tomorrow, August 6th, I'm going to be in your place, Mr. Mayor. The art showcase and evening reception is hosted by the Recreation and Parks. It's being held at the Civic Center also, and this is where the Recreation and Parks hold a like an art camp. It's for 8 weeks, and this is the end of the camp, and we get to judge the little Picassos and Rembrandts, and we give out awards, and I'm going to be taking the mayor's place and giving out the big award, so we're excited about that. That's what I have. The other thing I'd just like to talk about is that I've received several phone calls, if you will, from the residents of Leisureville. And as we know, the controversial hotel that's been going to go up there was one of the 3 votes that said yes to it. And to my dismay, they now have I think it's 3 pages, 9 items, work stoppage on it for violations of code. Now, I hope I didn't make the wrong decision, Mr. Mayor, by approving the go-ahead with this. The site now looks more like a landfill dump than a construction site. And my concern is that with schools starting in a couple more weeks with Congress Middle School, that was always a concern with the students walking by the construction site there, that we get this thing done, up to code. Mr. Sibier, I hope he gets on board with this and starts to being a good neighbor to the Leisureville people. I wouldn't want to live in Leisureville and go by that eyesore every day the way it is and the way it's been left in disrepair. So I hope that the code department cracks down on this and we get it resolved soon. Thank you.
Very good. Commissioner Fitzpatrick.
I went to, July 17th, I went to the Metropolitan Planning Organization meeting, and that night also we had the South Central Wastewater Board meeting, which most of us attended. And then that was the week there was supposed to be a delegation from Lakai, Haiti, which they didn't have the funding to attend, but I had to schedule a party to welcome them. We still had the party, it turned out pretty good. Some of you were there. Then we did the budget workshops. July 26th, I was also at Operation Gratitude for a while, and also at the 6th annual annual Back to School Community Health and Resource Fair. This morning at 9 o'clock, I was up at Riverbend Park near Jupiter Farms for the opening of the Pantano Trail, which was hosted, and Commissioner Valashay, since I was on the MPO, the director, Nick said, well, here's a gold scissors. You can help cut the ribbon. So I don't know. There's some picture floating around now. And then I received some emails that just an update about the 4 acres on Lake Ida, the opening the bids this Thursday. Possibly 3 private developers are bidding on it, and the plan is they'll take that and our bid to the county commission sometime in the future. I'm really glad I went this morning because I saw most of the players there, and I got in contact with the chief or one of the main, I think the director for South Florida Greenways. There's a state initiative for greenways, so she's going to send me an email. So it was a good event this morning. That's it.
Thank you. I just have one. I did meet with the developers that are working on the project on Minor and High Ridge Road. Just want to make that for the record that I did meet with them. And so now we'll move to announcements and presentations. I'd like to start with, I have 2 very VIPs in the audience tonight, some very important people in the city of Boynton Beach, and I asked them to come tonight because I want to introduce them to all of you and to the city commissioners if you haven't met them yet. And so I would ask the new principal of Boynton Beach High School, Mr. Barch, if you'd come forward, and the new principal of Cross Point Elementary, Ms. Dilbert, if you'd both come forward. We'll give you each a chance to say something.
Thank you, Mayor Taylor. Good evening, city commissioners and residents. My name's Fred Barch. I'm the new principal of Boynton Beach Community High School. I've got a long history with the school district. I'm in my 27th year, and worked as a teacher for 13 years, a district administrator in the curriculum department for 8 years, and a principal for the past 6. Each time I tried to make what I was doing a national project, not looking at a local level, but taking it to a national level. That's my goal for Boynton Beach Community High School. I see the school as an academy of arts and sciences. They've got terrific things going on there. I want to bring it to the next level, bring it to a national level. So stay tuned. You're going to see some great things coming out of Boynton Beach Community High School. I also have to plug the football team. We're going to go for a state run this year, so please come out and see us. And I invite members of the community and commissioners to contact me anytime. I'd be happy to give you a tour. We're hoping to form more business partnerships within the city, and also we're looking for possible internships for our students to get started in the workforce. Thank you very much for the invitation.
add?
Yeah, Mr. Bartz,
Yes,
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Vice Mayor?
Thank you.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Matt.
Go ahead.
I just want to be first, sir. I'm glad that I met you. I want to wish you the best. I already have one complaint about the school. We are an A school, making an A+, okay? Thank you.
Okay,
Sir, the
we'll work
bar,
on that.
the bar has been set high for you. Your predecessor, she did a great job there.
Yes.
I have a personal interest as my daughter is entering your school as a freshman.
Okay.
And I can tell you, her mom will have her eyes on you. And how that goes. So that's
I
going to be
encourage parental involvement.
that'll be the bar you'll have to adhere to.
Anybody else? I just for everybody's information, he brought up the school and how involved would be with the business community, and I did give him contact with our executive director of the chamber, and he's going to be invited to speak at one of the chamber luncheons to get the business community involved in high school also. I think that's really important.
Yes,
So,
it really
thank you.
does take a community to help the school along, and I look forward to, I've always worked great with relationships within the community, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
I
Yes.
ask you a selfish, personal question.
No problem.
Yours truly has been trying to teach himself once again Spanish. Where do you recommend I go to school to learn the subject?
I recommend take a trip to a country where you can immerse yourself in the language.
And perhaps you could stay there.
I'm serious.
Yeah, no,
I'm using on iPad right now. It's called Duolingo,
Yeah.
and I took Spanish, and I really would like to go to school for it. I figured that I'm getting older, and as I said before, you either live in the past or you move forward with your mind. And
I'm going to get back to you there because I traveled to Japan and I had to learn
Japan's gonna teach
some
Spanish.
language,
Okay.
and I will send you the language software that I used.
I
It was
took
great.
Chinese, by the way.
Okay.
Mr. Bart, he's already confused. Won't you just stop?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very
It's-
much.
It's a
Appreciate
pleasure,
it.
and I look forward to working with the community.
Thank you.
Great. Good evening, Anne Marie.
Good evening, Mayor Taylor, City Commissioners. Thank you. I'm very excited that your daughter's in Boynton Beach High School. Anybody else, elementary students?
Right here.
Spanish.
Oh, the Spanish. I have 20 years in education, the majority of them in a Title I school. Cross Point is 90% free and reduced lunch and has maintained their A status for the past 4 years. So my vision is to maintain that A. Education is changing. Our assessment has changed. Our new standards, the Common Core standards. So it's a shift in learning for the students and also for the teachers. I know that it can't be a letter A without the support of the community. Dr. McKeever, the previous principal, has left me many, many resources, which I'm reaching out. I've been to some of the Rotary, the Kiwanis Club, and different agencies supporting us with uniforms, books, and anything we can do. So I really appreciate that. I would love for you to stop by anytime. I'm there from about 6 to 9 right now, just getting things rolling. But I look forward to working all of you, and I'm proud to say that we are going to maintain our A. I'm doing everything I can. I'm putting a lot of things in place that will keep it the way that it is, so that with this new shift in education, we're able to say that we are the school that we are with our populations and maintain that A.
Any commission want to make any comments? I just want to say that I really was excited after meeting with you and the principal of the new high school, the energy and the ideas and the thoughts you shared with me about what you're looking forward to this coming year is exciting, and I wish you the very best. And if the city can help you in any way, please let us know.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, that'll take us on to 3A, which is under announcements. Approve changing the date of the first meeting in September from Tuesday, September 2nd to Wednesday, September 3rd to have first public budget hearing on the proposed fiscal 14-15 budget be in accordance with the truth in mileage trim calendar.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, show the motion unanimous. Number B is the public budget hearing dates, times to adopt fiscal 14-15 budget, millage rate, and fire assessment will be Wednesday, 9/3/14, beginning at 6:30 p.m., Thursday, 9/11/14, beginning at 6 p.m., Tuesday, 9/16/14, beginning at 6:30 p.m. in the City Hall Commission chambers. Item C, announce the primary election will be held on Tuesday, August 26th, and the early voting period will be Monday, August 11th to Sunday, August 24th. The Ezell Hester Jr. Community Center will be one of the 14 locations in Palm Beach County at which people can vote early and will be open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Any questions, any comments? Okay.
I have one comment.
Yeah.
That is, although, it's not one of our city elections, this is an important election, and we all must get out to the polls and vote. I encourage it. Thank you.
Very good. Okay, this time we'll go to public audience. Anybody in the public that would like to address the commission on items not on the agenda may do so at this time. We ask you come to the podium and give your name and address for the record, and try to make your presentation in a 3-minute time period.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Mayor, Commissioners, and community members. We would like to introduce ourselves to you. We are the Strong Start Initiative of Boynton Beach. Our group is made up of Boynton Beach resident, local business owners, and nonprofits that serve our community. We have been meeting consistently to discuss healthy births in our neighborhood. Studies have shown that Boynton Beach has some of the highest rates of babies being born early and underweight. We developed this group in effect to raise awareness on the issue and educate our community about the facts. Preventing preterm births remains a challenge. Nonetheless, pregnant women can take important steps to help reduce their risk. Our ultimate goal is to reach the residents of this medically underserved community and provide them with the information and resources they need to ensure a healthy birth. It is imperative that we get the information and resources out to the community so that we can aid in creating a healthy, strong start for our babies, the community babies. By doing this, we can help mold those babies into healthier adults and model citizens. Please help us so that we can help our community. So, how can you help? We need you to spread the word. We need you to share this information with someone who may need it, and we would like to see our flyers, which are these, all over this community, all the way from City Hall to local moms and pops stores. We would also love to see our flyers included in the monthly utility bill so that all Boynton Beach residents have easy access to this important information. Thank you in advance for your support.
Thank you. We appreciate what you're doing. It's really important, very important. So I commend you for taking this on.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Thank you. I do want to say, since I see you all face to face, I thank you for sending me your invitations, although I have a scheduling conflict. I do support you all 100%. I'm totally behind you. Okay, I understand what you all are doing, and it is very, very important. It affects not only our ethnicity, it affects everybody. Hats off to you all. If I could help you, call me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, the
Is that
Vice Mayor.
is that something we could put on our, put out there on our website as far under services or?
No, I was going to add, if you want to bring us a good supply of the cards, we have racks and all of it, we'll put them out in all the rec centers over at the library here at City Hall, and all the public comes in, they oftentimes, take a look at what's in there. So if you can get us a good supply of them, just bring them to City Hall. We'll be happy to disperse them in our buildings.
Thank you very much.
We absolutely will do that, and we'd also like to find out which one of the group's goals was to see, in the past, on the utility bill, used to post information, if maybe these flyers can be included, or...
Yeah, I have to see if this would actually fit in the
envelope.
the envelope, but if not, let me take a look. If one, Chris, you want to give them your card so someone can call one of you? Okay. Call, and then we'll figure out. If not, maybe we can put something in a short message on the
Right,
printed
we
bill.
have, yes, so
We have
that maybe
limitations
the
on it.
information can be
Yep.
printed on the back.
We'll see what
We're
we can
looking
do.
at Fun Fair magazine. That might be something we could drop information into.
Oh, perfect, yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have my biweekly update for you, and I wanted to let everybody know that we are very, very pleased to report that July ended with a bang. It was an outstanding July.
That was a month that the 4th%, that's why it was a bang.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely, an extra bang.
Suzanne, announce your name and.
Oh, Suzanne Ross, Schoolhouse Children's Museum. Sorry about that. Approximately 3,500 guests visited the museum during the month of July. That's a 25% increase over last July, and many of those visitors were new faces. Membership income was up 13.5%. Participation in education programs increased, as did group visits as well, both by 21%. Overall, the income for the same period increased 40% over last July. August is also off to a very strong start, and we do expect that it will continue throughout the month. We do have a very fun special event planned for Saturday, August 16th from 10:30 to 12:30, inspired by the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. We will be hosting, and in conjunction with Great Kick Taekwondo School, we are hosting Turtles and Taekwondo at the Schoolhouse Children's Museum, which will be featuring cool Taekwondo ninja-style demonstrations and ninja-focused turtle crafts and activities. The following week, August 18th through the 22nd, the museum will be closed for refurbishment. We do this every year. It offers us an opportunity to address projects that require a little bit more effort and time than we could do typically after hours. So we will reopen the following week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Woodrow Hay, 427 Northwest 5th Avenue, Boynton Beach. Just a few observations here. I'd like to announce that there will be at least 2 more back-to-school events coming up. And let me say this up front, that on next year, I'm working with all of these to try to have one big one for the city of Boynton rather than have it so piecemeal, because it's kind of it doesn't have the effect that we want it to have. And there are several people that I observed. They sort of misuse the system. They go through the line several times. They go from place to place, and they take the backpacks and they sell them and do all kind of crazy things. So we're going to try to do a better job on a city level starting next year. But I would like to say that Bill Caesar, whom some of us know, he's going to be doing one back to school on this coming Saturday at the church down here on US 1. I think it's 2439 South Federal Highway, something to that point. He's going to be giving away backpacks, going to be raffling off several computers, going to be giving gift certificates, so it's a big effort. Then that following Saturday on the 16th, there will be another back to school sponsored by the newly formed BBCC, the Boynton Beach Coalition of Clergy, which they were out here praying this afternoon before this meeting. They will be putting on a back-to-school activity at Carolyn Sims from 11 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. Excuse me. But like I say, next year we're going to try to combine all of this. One last item, just a question for, I guess, the city manager or someone. Do we have a city audience that says that when you have a major project, going back to the point that the vice mayor was talking about, Costello, that hotel out there near Leisureville, that you should put up a fence first and then put a canvas around that fence to eliminate the eyesore? Is that an ordinance of the city that should be done?
Yeah, because the screening is for silt screening to keep sand and everything blowing off the property. The fencing is required for securing the construction site.
Well, it's not there.
I
There's
know.
a fence.
I know. That's one of the items we
There's a
noted in
fence,
the stop order.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Reverend Hay, before you leave, I'm going to be the first to tell you thank you. I'm just saying that was my concern representing District 2. I feel like we're doing too much piecemealing. We could pull all our resources together and make it be one dynamic event like they do in Broward County. I'm just saying if you want Boynton to be first, let's do things right. That's why I don't attend them, because I feel like we all should be just one. We shouldn't be spread it out. Thank
Absolutely.
you, sir. Thank
And
you.
I'm personally working on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Serious. Hi, how are you?
Good evening, Mayor Taylor and commissioners and residents of Boynton Beach and staff. My name is Shirley Casa. I live at 217 Southwest 14th Street. The photos I've given you, the first one is taken in September of 2013. A nice, quiet, vacant lot in good repair, pleasant to look at. Photo number 2 was taken just a little over 10 months later. A complete dump site. Certainly not one like the first photo. After that is the stop work order that I am thanking the building department, the engineering department, for recognizing all the violations of this small lot and have stopped them from doing anything until all these things are corrected. Thank you.
Welcome.
Shirley, thank you for that. I think when the gentleman came before us, as you know, I was against that project. This is enforcing the character and the professionalism of this person and this company.
Totally none, yes.
Exactly.
Thank you.
While you're there, I did not vote for this project, but I'm glad to see what is going on. I do hope that they will get something done. I will vote at least to make it be cleaned up. I'm in favor of that. It's an eyesore. I'm just saying.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Alan Hendricks, 122 Southeast 4th Avenue. Commissioners, Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to come up here and tell you that I'm excited. I'm coming here to stand in support of the human rights ordinance that we're going to possibly discuss tonight and the domestic partnership benefits for our city staff.
Need to talk to that when the item comes up.
Okay.
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 It's on the menu. For now, it's for items not on the agenda.
Okay.
So we'll get you next time in a
All
couple
right.
of minutes.
You can do that.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. My name is Brother Victor Norfus, live at 261 North Palm Drive, Boynton Beach, Florida, District 2. Max, my commissioner. What I wanted to talk about is something that I brought up long ago at one time when there was a all-citizen CRA, and presently there's 5 members and 2 citizen CRA. One of the issues that I brought up was that once a member leaves the board, they should not be able to interact, at least for a certain time period, or have a time period where they can interact on issues that they addressed while they were on the CRA board. As you all know, previously that was one of the issues that happened when the land was purchased over there that we're currently working on Seacrest. And currently, one of the members that was formerly on the board is now working with the individuals. There is nothing wrong with the project, the planning, or anything else, but it's wrong for a CRA board member to resign or leave and immediately go working for an individual for a project that he had made decisions on and that he has inside information on, and he has also awareness of the thinking of the board itself, because that individual just left the board. So I'm sure you know about the individual, I don't know where his name is, Finkelstein or whatever, where he bought the land out before anybody else could pay it, and we ended up paying a higher price. Okay, and the other individual that just left, you know who that board member is as well. So I don't think there is anything in there that says, okay, for moratorium 1 year, you can't do financial transactions on CRA issues that you addressed. But there should be something in there, because when we have that appearance and the individual comes before us, individuals thought it was the CRA board. It was not. It was a private individual working with a private company, but the appearances are there. And the chances for financial whatever is there as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, sir. Those issues are being addressed. I think the Inspector General has that in his office, and he's looking at it to see if any violations did occur and will be dealt with accordingly. So we're aware of it, and it's being addressed by the Inspector General.
Okay, is there anything that could be done whereas something could be stated that you can't interact on business at that level, or you're just waiting for the Inspector General and go from there?
Currently, the city does not have anything that forbids that.
Okay, maybe you should think about it. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. My name is Doug Bruggeman, 713 Southeast 4th Street, Boynton Beach. I live in the east part of Boynton, and I have a concern about this all-aboard Florida high-speed train. I'm asking that the Commissioners put together a resolution against the high-speed train. It will just wreak havoc on the traffic, the east-west traffic right now. We're not even in season, and it can get very busy at times. Thank you.
For your information, on September 3rd's meeting, the all-aboard people will be here to make a presentation, so you might want to come to that meeting. So we want to inform the commission and the residents what they're all about.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, any other people want to address the commission? Seeing none, we'll close the public audience and go to administrative. First item is to appoint eligible members of the community to serve in vacant positions on city advisory boards. And the following openings exist. The first one is the Golf Course Advisory Committee. Commissioner Casello, you have an alternate appointment, and I have a regular appointment, but yours is first alternate. If you want to do it, Mr. Herb Suss is requesting that appointment.
Although he didn't vote me as Rookie Commissioner of the Year, I so moved to appoint him to the board.
Okay. Well,
Second.
Let me ask. There's both an alternate and a regular. Would you rather let me put him to the regular, or you want to keep him at the alternate?
Okay, I'll take that motion off the table, and you can you make the motion.
Okay.
To appoint him regular.
Then I'll make a motion to appoint him as a regular member of the Golf Course Advisory Committee.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Show the motion unanimous. The next one is going to go to the Library Board. And Commissioner Fitzpatrick, you have an alternate appointment, and Debbie McHenry has asked for that.
I so moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
What?
Aye.
Aye. Show the motion unanimous. She also...
Right, I was going to ask about
But her
that.
historic riz was her second choice.
Okay, all right.
That's the library was her first. That's why I went that way. Okay, the next one is the Veterans Advisory Commission. Commissioner Merker, you have an alternate, and we have a Jeffrey Corn tour that is...
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Show the motion unanimous. That does that. We'll go to the items removed from consent agenda. First one was by Commissioner McCray, item 6A, Resolution 14064, approve agreement between the City of Boynton Beach and the Education Foundation of Palm Beach County to purchase trees and to make improvements to Galaxy Scrub.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I felt that this item that is before is very, very important, and that our city should make a presentation to let the citizens know what we are doing out there.
Yes, sir. Carice Lejeune, Assistant City Manager. Would you like a formal PowerPoint presentation, or you want me to just kind of explain it here now?
No, we've been here all day. Don't kill it. Just talk. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay.
There's such a style about you.
Back when they were building the Galaxy High School, we did a land swap with them that we were able to give them our ball courts and park that, if you remember, were on facing there on Boynton Beach Boulevard. And we, in turn, got the Galaxy scrub area, natural scrub area that is behind the Galaxy School that runs along I-95 and slightly back into the neighborhood. We have received a grant from the Urban and Community Forestry Grant for $10,000 to help us restore the scrub back to its natural habitat, and also to remove the exotics that were in there. The city put $20,000 in our CIP to also help with that, and then the Galaxy, the school board, the Education Commission, back when they owned the scrub, they got a bachelor grant for $20,000 to plant trees and do some exotic removals in there as well. But once we did the land swap there, they couldn't use that grant. So we talked with the Education Commission of the school board, and we talked with the Bachelor Foundation, and they are allowing us to use the money that was dedicated to the school district. So this is an interlocal agreement between us and the Education Commission, so that we'll go ahead and do the work and do all the ordering and the planting of the trees, and they're going to pay the $20,000 from their grant to help offset the cost of all of that work.
What a beautiful PowerPoint presentation.
The curriculum, the school curriculum.
Yes.
What, comment on that, because that's neat.
Okay. We also are working with Galaxy, Ed Capitano, the principal, to do a pilot curriculum so that the elementary school children will be able to do hands-on work in the scrub area along with our city urban forester, Glenda Hall. And we're going to bring in experts to give lectures to the school students to teach them about the different aspects of what they'll be doing out in the scrub. This is a pilot program because eventually, as the maintenance of the scrub is, of course, ongoing, if you just leave it alone, the exotics come back. It's going to be an ongoing project for several years into the future. This pilot program will then be able to bring other elementary schools into the project as we progress.
There a motion to approve 6A?
I did. Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
So the motion unanimous. Okay, item H, Commissioner McCray, you asked pull list, reject.
Yes, sir.
All 4 proposals received in response to the request for proposals, construction management services for raw water mains, Section C, and re-advertise.
Right, the reason I had this pull is I need to hear from staff why they're going back out. And also, I'd like to make notes that we already had a problem with the Inspector General's office with the way we did bids, and I just want to make sure that I hear it again why we're going back out.
Colin Groff, Utilities Director. The scope for this project, this proposal was prepared before I got here. We took a look at the scope, and we're going to reduce and change the scope around a little bit. The scope that was out there really didn't meet the needs of the current project, so we're going to change the scope and either send it back out, or if the scope is reduced enough, we may be able to use the general services contract and just bring you back a contract if it's under $200,000.
Okay, my whole take is that since we're changing it, and I don't want us to go into any more trouble with the Inspector General's office. You keep shaking your head, but I'm saying about what we're doing, sir. I'm just saying that I hope we just go ahead and send them all back out, but I'm going to trust you, because if they come after me, I'm going to say, he did it. Okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
When it goes back out, it'll go back out under some of the new processes we're putting in place based on the IG's report.
Is this for pushing that pipe underneath I-95?
Yes.
There a motion to approve
So
6H?
moved.
there a second?
Second.
Motion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Show the motion is unanimous. 6J, Commissioner Fitzpatrick, approve the minutes of the regular city commission meeting held July 16, 2014.
Just one very minor correction. Suzanne Ross, I think spells her name with a Z instead of a S.
Okay. So noted.
Wow, motion to approve.
Is there a
Second.
Most second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Show the motion unanimous. Goes to item 7A, proposed resolution 14069, authorize the city manager to execute a contract with ManCon Incorporated of Deerfield Beach, Florida, for the Central Seacrest Corridor Utilities Improvements Project in the amount of $8,142,973.50, plus a 10% contingency of $814,297.35 if needed, for staff approval or of change orders or unforeseen conditions for a total expenditure of $8,957,270.85 as the most responsible bidder. Is there a motion?
We have a presentation.
Yes,
Please,
we
before we do
can take a
Okay.
couple minutes. Yeah,
Sure.
this is the Seacrest Corridor Neighborhood Project that's Woolbright, Boynton Beach, 95 to Seacrest, stormwater, water sewer improvement. So it's going to be a large project we'd like to just share some info on.
Yes, Colin Groff, Utilities Director. We do want to share a little bit of information about the project. It's about a $9 million project. And basically, the goal of the project is to upgrade the utilities in the neighborhood. Most of the water lines are in backyards. We're going to be moving them to the road, upsizing them, and replacing them with new material. It also includes stormwater work, rebuilding swales, putting in exfiltration trenches, replacing drain pipes. It also includes new hydrants, and also replacing driveway aprons along all of the roads from the pavement to the right-of-way line for each driveway. You can see some of the statistics up there. It's about 27,000 feet of water line, about a mile of stormwater trenches and pipe, about 900 feet of pipe, and about 10,000 feet of sidewalk. New sidewalk will be going in the project. That's just the area. It's bound by 95 on the west, Seacrest on the east, and Boynton Beach Blvd on the north. It's split into two phases. Phase number 2 is budgeted in 18 months to come on to be bid, and we'll bid that about 2 months prior to the end of phase 1. So it'll be ready to move right into when we finish phase 1. One of the things we are doing is adding new hydrants to make sure we have the 500-foot or 250-foot dimensions. We are putting in, we've changed our standard to a new hydrant, mainly for water security, so you protect our water sources from a hydrant.
I was a firefighter for 33 years, and my captain never told me to take the hydrant. I wouldn't know where to start on that.
The fire department's looked at it, they've approved it, and so
luck, Chief.
the chief likes it. So, and so we're putting those in to make sure we do have coverage and for the entire neighborhood. We'll also be replacing, as you can see on the pictures, we're replacing the driveway aprons from the asphalt to the right-of-way, so we get a uniform look with new swales throughout the neighborhood. Again, project is, the engineer's construction estimate was about $8.5 million. Low bid was $8.14 million. The difference was we did make a couple of changes during bid to the standards, which lowered the cost. We had a very tight bid. That's a compliment to the engineers. Very good set of plans, so all the bidders bid very, very closely. And it does include a 10% contingency. It is a neighborhood that's been there for a while, and there's things underground we may not know about, and that's what the contingency is for, is in case we come across something that's not on the plans. Current schedule, we're going to hopefully award, the board will award it today. Notice to proceed in about 30 days. Construction will start sometime in November, and substantial completion in March of 2016. That's when most of the work will be done, and there'll be a punch list item. Just real quick, I'd like to touch customer outreach. We are going to reach out to the neighborhood. We're having a couple of, at least 2 neighborhood informational meetings with neighborhood. We may do more if we need it. We've got some brochures, door hangers. We're going to get out to people, brochures. We're going to do daily construction updates on Facebook when the construction starts so people know what road's being worked on. We're going to do road closures, construction updates, and anything else of important information for people in the neighborhood on Twitter to make sure if somebody's interested to follow, they can follow it on Twitter. We're going to have a complaint line. We're going to be tracking complaints if they come in, or concerns, not necessarily complaints, but concerns. And the big key is we have a superintendent and one of our staff on site during the project to make sure these kind of projects can be disruptive to the neighborhood. When you're going down the street, it's tearing up the entire street. We're going to make sure driveways stay open, people can get to their houses. We're going to do street by street, and when we're finished with the street, everything will be finished before we move on. So we're not going to be leaving big holes and big unpaved. So we're going to finish as we go through the project to make sure that it's the least amount of disruption as possible. So with that, anybody questions?
Right here. Thank you. I want to tell staff thank you, because anytime that we're spending this amount of money, I feel that the public needs to be aware that we are not sitting up here rubber stamping something and giving you all a go-ahead without thoroughly investigating what has been done. Sir, but the first time that you came up and did a PowerPoint presentation before us, I complained. I want to tell you, you are improving. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
He's using a different font.
Got to be. I think somebody else did it.
And I just have a question with the $20. Was that not our favor, or? $9 million contract, $20?
It was just an addition, and I think it was in their favor, actually.
We should have flipped them for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we probably
Dropped
should have.
down 20, it went from 99 to 79.
It's,
Yeah,
it may have been in our favor.
After you, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I just want to see if there's a motion to approve.
Motion to
Resolution
approve.
14069.
All right.
Is there a second? Motion is second, discussion.
Okay. So with new lines and those new hydrants, is there an estimate of how many gallons per minute they'll average, or?
They're sized, when they did the design, they sized it for the density that's allowed in those areas. So it is sized there. There were some small, like 2-inch and 4-inch lines that are going to 6- and 8-inch lines. This is a neighborhood. Most of the water lines are not going to be larger than 8-inch. 8 inches is a large enough line to serve neighborhoods of this size with fire flow. And fire flow generally is what dictates the pipe size of the pipe more than residential use.
Phase 2, where there's the same people that bid on it, would assume they'll be bidding on Phase 2 possibly, or it'll go out and.
It will go out, but I'm assuming those same companies will bid on it, yes.
So ManCon can do it again?
If they're the low bid, they could win the bid, yes.
Okay. I see Alan Hendricks and Doug Brueggemann in the audience, so that kicked in a memory. They were very concerned about the Seacrest corridor, improving it, and Alan put a lot of time into drawing up some landscape plans and stuff. So, when these roads hit Seacrest, we were always talking about, well, you can't do that till these projects go through. So has there been any coordination with Jeff Levergood's office about Seacrest improvement in the long run, so we're not tearing up the same thing twice? We're able to use money to fix something.
The project has been coordinated with Jeff, yes. And when it's finished, landscaping can move forward. When we finish, all the utilities will be up to good condition, excellent condition for a long time in the future, so landscaping can occur.
Okay, thanks.
Anybody in the public wish to address this resolution? Seeing none, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Show the motion is unanimous. Proposed resolution R14070, approved budget amendment for the Fleet Maintenance Internal Service Fund for the fiscal year 2013-2014, amending the appropriated budget from $7,328,709 to $8,588,112.
Motion to approve with questions.
And there's a second portion to it. Approve the purchase of 9 replacement vehicles and an additional vehicle for utilities for a total of 10 units in the amount of $1,304,885.18. The purchase will utilize the following contracts, bids, and vendors: Florida Sheriff's Contract, Peter Built Truck Centers, Florida Sheriff's Contract, Duval Ford Fleet Sales, Florida Sheriff's Contract, Stufen Corporation, the National Joint Powers Alliance, and HIVAC Corporation. We'll take the first one first about approving the budget amendment.
Motion to approve the budget amendment.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a discussion?
I
Somebody
have
had a
my
question?
discussion on the second.
Oh, on the second part? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anybody wish to address the first part of proposed resolution 14070? Seeing none, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
The second portion?
Yes, sir. The reason I need Mr. Livergood to explain to us what are we getting, I'm just saying for the citizens, when you're seeing that you're spending like $1.3 million, they need to know what are we spending this on.
Very pleased to let you know. Jeff Livergood, Director of Public Works and Engineering. What you have before you is a request to purchase 9 vehicles, 6 of which are squad cars. 2 of them I know have been damaged pretty good and are needing to be replaced, so we'll be using the fleet fund as well as some insurance funds to replace those. Others at their end of their life, and they're scheduled to be replaced after October 1 anyway. And it's the recommendation of the fleet manager or fleet administrator, rather than spending $3,000 on a transmission, for example, to spend that now to turn around and sell a vehicle after October 1 makes no sense. So we're going to defer that. We would like to defer the maintenance and purchase that vehicle now rather than after October 1. One of the other vehicles is from Sutphen. It's an engine, and that vehicle is down right now as well. It's scheduled to be replaced after October 1st. The monies are already set aside to buy the vehicle through the pre-funding process. Rather than repair that vehicle, we're requesting an ability to buy it a bit early so we can get the long process of ordering it, having it manufactured, and then delivered. Lastly, the same scenario with one of our automated garbage trucks. It too is scheduled for replacement after October 1. It has been completely pre-funded through our normal funding process. We're requesting permission to order that now in advance of October 1, because there's about a 6-month lead time as well for those units. All of these activities are in an effort to spend as little money possible in maintenance when we know that we're going to be buying them next year.
Thank you. I'm totally in favor of getting an automated garbage truck, because last week I got so many phone calls because the garbage truck was down and I didn't know about it. When I got home, I grabbed mine and went to go, and I failed because I said, well, nobody emptied this, and I had to push it back. I'm in favor of that. Now, the 6 squad cars, I'm just saying, we all watched the news where that gentleman got into the parking lot and there wasn't a police officer and tore up cars, and also a citizen car. I wish that was a better way that we could kind of prevent, I know them from driving in there, damaging what we're paying for. I'm just saying, it's kind of heartbreaking to me.
And to us as well. And given our budget process and our timing, those 4 vehicles that were damaged in the parking lot last week are not part of this request. We'll be coming to you with another request to either repair or to replace, because some of them were damaged pretty good.
Thank you. I feel better. I felt like you had paid the guy to go ahead and do it, but I thank you. I feel better now. Okay.
Jeff, is this new garbage truck, is this going to be able to close lids? As you know, I get calls in my district, and the complaint is that the lid on the can itself is not being closed when being put back down.
The specifications did not and do not specify. The lids will probably remain open, and that is actually a very good supervisory tool for staff to know when.
Just keep it out of District 4?
I'll put it in District 5.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The other thing, Jeff, this is all very important equipment, and I agree with it, but I don't see my backhoe for the golf course.
We're looking at that for the budget submittal. We've got a few tricks up our sleeve that we may pull out for that. Bear with us.
Ron will like that.
Staff, I do appreciate, the way we kid with you all sometime, but I want the audience to know that we do keep this very serious and we take it serious. Thank you. But we need to be able to at least smile and enjoy each other, although we do make important decisions for the city.
Anybody wish to address this item? Seeing none, I have a motion and a second to approve the second section of R 14070. All in favor?
Aye.
I think I had a motion, did I not?
If not, I did it.
Make a motion second?
Second.
No second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, show the motion is unanimous. That takes us to new business. Request to discuss Human Rights Council's proposed Boynton Beach Civil Rights Ordinance and domestic partnership benefits.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to
Vice Mayor.
make a motion.
I believe I have the right to go first on this.
Vice Mayor asked me
I'd like to make a motion to send this to H&R to update with language stating our position on the discrimination based on sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression, and have HR come back with some information on it so we can discuss this in a,
There's a
sensible
motion.
manner.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
A motion, a second. Discussion. Yes,
Since
go
it's
ahead,
under my
Mr.
name.
Merk.
We live in the 21st century, not the 18th century. We've gone through a long period of time of civil rights unrest. All people are created equal. This is a leadership issue. Boynton Beach is emphatically, indubitably, and definitely behind the times. This is an issue that I propose, after the discussion, that it goes to the city attorney to draft an ordinance. To delay this shows the prejudice of what this city feels about all people. In this city, it's a diversified city. We have white, blacks, Christians, Jews, Muslims. We have heterosexual and gays. We're all equal. This is not something to be delayed. If it's delayed, then we all need to look in the mirror and ask, who are we? Are we human beings? Or are we just hateful human beings? In front of me, there are two citizens. Are you, Alan, and Rhiannon, are going to come up and speak?
I'm going to speak.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished.
Well, say what you want.
Well, I am saying.
I'll ask the audience to come up. Not you.
I didn't ask.
I run the
said-
meeting.
Good, run it. This issue, no.
Oh, go ahead and finish.
This issue, as I said, represents all of us. When we look in the mirror, what do we see? Do we see hate and anger, or do we see love and passion to one another? That's the question. This issue should be going before the fire department, the police department union, and the employee union, that everyone has the right to have health benefits, children privileges, burial privileges, and much more for everyone. For this to be delayed, all I can say is a disgrace to this city.
Anybody else? Anybody in the audience like to address? There was a gentleman wanted. Now's the time. He left. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'd like
good.
to
Yeah.
say something. I
Go
don't
ahead.
see how sending it to staff is a delay. That's where it has to go. HR has to look it over, has to come up with policies of work. I'm not concerned about human rights. I'm concerned about, well, I am, but I mean, that isn't the main thing here. An issue is the law of unintended consequences. I'm concerned about how it plays out. If there's going to be, we need to know if there's going to be added costs, which if there's a little added cost, that's not a problem, and I'm in favor of it. But the law of unintended consequences, there's a lot of, as has been pointed out to me, there's a lot of firefighters out there working the firefighter mystique pretty hard, and I'm just concerned that how often or whenever are you going to, who's going to be your domestic partner? And I think there might be more heterosexuals than other people using this. So what's the cost involved?
Good point, I think. No, just go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, I like to say something, and that is that those three plaques back on that wall, one states how we're supposed to act as commissioners among one another, and I think we need to keep them before us, so we can read them. I'm just saying, outbursts by each other. I'm just saying, we are supposed to agree to disagree, but we're supposed to do it civil. I'm just saying, just because we don't get our way, we don't have to act like little children, kicking and screaming and hollering. The outbursts, I just don't like it. I like us to have fun, do what we're supposed to do, and go home. It was put on the floor that it will go to the human resource. We've all had the discussion, and it's been, if I need to second it, let's send it to them, get what we need to get back here, and then we'll move from that state.
That motion was made and seconded, but I just want to say this item was brought to the commission by the Human Rights Council. Everybody got a copy and was asked for us to address this. That's how it came to us. And I will say I disagree. Boynton Beach is not behind the times. and we're not hateful because we want staff to look at an issue for us. So I disagree with those comments that were made. So I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So the motion is unanimous. That takes us to legal. Proposed ordinance number 14012, first reading and public hearing. Approve the emergency medical services ordinance to establish a new fee structure and rates for emergency medical transport services by Boynton Beach Fire Rescue Department. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve
Mayor, I
with
need to read
discussion.
the full
Oh,
title.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. An ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Boynton Beach, Florida, amending the city's code of ordinances to amend the title to Chapter 23 to read Taxation, Assessments, and Fees, to create a new Article 5 in Chapter 23 to be entitled Emergency Medical Services, Fees, and Charges, to add a new Section 2355 to be entitled Definitions, to provide for definitions, a new Section 2356 to be entitled Emergency Medical Services, Transportation Fees and Charges, to provide for the fees and charges, and a new Section 2357 to be entitled Collection of Emergency Medical Services, Transportation Fees and Charges, to provide for collection, providing for codification, for conflict, for severability, and providing an effective date.
Thank you. Is there a motion first?
Yeah, that was a motion for
And a second?
I'll second.
For
discussion.
discussion. Chief, I have a question. I saw in the backup what the rates went up to. How much of an increase was one of them, say?
Okay, what I have here in front of me, again, Ray Carter, I'm your fire chief. The proposed rates were in front of you. The existing rates, the BLS rate right now is $350. The proposal is to take it to $610. The ALS 1 rate is $425 currently, and the proposal is to take that to $610. And then the ALS 2 rate is currently at $575, and the proposal is to go to $770. Those new rates are identical to the rates that Palm Beach County has adopted in their ordinance that will be effective January the 1st, 2015.
If we adopt this, when will ours go into effect?
Ours will go into effect October the 1st to match the budget.
Okay, my whole take is that long as we are in line with Palm Beach County, I'm in favor. Thank you. You answered my question.
Vice Mayor?
Chief, does this fall in line with the, basically what the insurances pay for transportation? Does it, I mean, is it going to put somebody like, so they can't afford a ride to the hospital if they need one?
No, absolutely not. Again, the attempt here is, number one, to update our rates, which the current rates were established in 2007. They haven't been updated now for going on 7, almost 8 years, to bring them in line with the rest of the county. This doesn't put us at the top, doesn't put us right at the bottom. We're kind of in the lower half of what's being charged out there. But the point here is to capture the revenue from the secondary insurers, which are typically the Medicare Plus type plans, the additional insurers, all of that. They're willing to pay these amounts. Everybody else is collecting them. We felt like it was time for us to get in line with that.
Great, thank you, Chief.
Any other discussion? Anybody in the public wish to address this? Seeing none, I have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Vice Mayor Costello.
Yes.
Commissioner Merker.
Yes.
Commissioner McCray.
Aye.
Commissioner Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Mayor Taylor.
Aye.
The vote is 5.
Is there any information coming before the commission? Vice Mayor?
Just real quick, and just for my own information, because I've been asked this question, there's been a lot of press about it, about how many stores here in Boynton Beach actually sell puppies from puppy mills. I've been asked that question. I don't even know if we even sell puppies here in Boynton Beach, so if we could.
I didn't get a chance to ask Nancy when we talked earlier, but we'll find out.
Okay, great. Just the number. Thank you.
Anything else? Anything else? Stand adjourned.